everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this 5-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings. If you tuned in yesterday, I feel like you had to have won money because I think we absolutely killed it on the breakdown. Looking at the slate yesterday, my lock of the night was Joel Embiid, who would have been the top scorer on the slate if it wasn't for Bradley Beal just going absolutely crazy with 60 points. Joel Embiid put up 66.5 points, so my lock of the night looked real good. Hopefully you played a lot of Joel Embiid. I had some interest in Gordon Hayward in that Charlotte-Atlanta game. Really liked him. I said he was my top play in that one. The only thing I would say I did talk you guys off of is Julius Randle. I said at 9-5 against Utah and the good defense against Rudy Gobert, I would be fading him. So there was a miss there, but I said Malcolm Brogdon's been killing it at 8K. He could definitely get you there if you wanted to go down a little bit. Jaylen Brown, Kobe White, and Zach LaVine were my two top plays. I said Pascal Siakam continues to be underpriced. I said Ben Simmons was overpriced. I said I like Jimmy Butler in harder matchups against Boston. Most guys I like in easier matchups, but I like Jimmy Butler in the hard ones where he has to play. James Harden, I didn't want to play with the usage in Houston. Of course, with DeMarcus Cousins starting, he became a very easy play. I couldn't really break that one down. I said I liked Sadiq Bey at his price tag. I said Darius Bazley's been involved in the offense a lot more. Seth Curry, I said, was a little underpriced. I said the fade Giannis because of the blowout with Milwaukee. And if it was going to be a blowout, to play a Bobby Portis and to play Dante DiVincenzo. Bobby Portis went off. I liked Wendell Carter Jr. with no Lauri Markkanen. And then, yeah, I mean, just a really good breakdown overall, I would say. I mean, I'm looking for my biggest miss definitely was saying to fade Julius Randle. So I'll own that one. Chris Paul, I said the 7K was underpriced. He only got you to 33, so I'll take an L for that. And then lastly, Tobias Harris at 7.7 on the Washington side. I said he was a good cheaper option than Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. That might get you there with some upside. So I was wrong on that one as well. So, but overall, just a very good breakdown. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm hoping to. That's how I'm hoping to feel after every video. I want to give you guys some valuable insight as to my top plays and how you can win some money. So let's keep it rolling today on this 5-game slate. Before we get into it, if you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you could just leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, that would be greatly appreciated. And then I have released an NBA DFS package over here on Patreon. We can get access to my premium NBA projections, NBA data sheet, player stats, team stats, play context stats, core plays, injury impact sites, and NBA Discord chat access. I got about 5 members right now going. Shout out to all you guys that have joined so far. I've gotten some really good feedback. People really seem to like the product, and I think I put together some valuable tools at an affordable price. So check that out if interested. And with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start breaking down this slate today. First game on the slate, Philadelphia at Brooklyn at 7:30. Kyrie Irving at the top at 9.6. There continues to be no Kevin Durant. So with no Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving is just going to continue to get all the usage in the world. Last time out, we saw him go absolutely crazy in that first half against Utah. Unfortunately, that game turned into a blowout, so he kind of got capped out at like 50 fantasy points. If that game wasn't a blowout, he definitely could have put up literally like 70 DK points. 224.5 over-under in this one. 2.5-point favorites are the Philadelphia 76ers. And yeah, as far as where I'm going in this game, it definitely starts with Kyrie, no question in my mind. At 9.6, I think he's still too underpriced for the role that he's taking on right now. I would expect him to be more priced up towards 10K if Kevin Durant continues to be out. So continue to take advantage while you can because Kyrie Irving is a tremendous play at that price tag. Joel Embiid on the back-to-back. He was my lock of the night last night at 9.5, taking on Brooklyn. Once again, a great play. Whether he's my lock of the night again in this one, you have to stay tuned to the end of the video, but I definitely do think he's in another good spot taking on the Brooklyn front court because they do have Jarrett Allen, DeAndre Jordan, some bigs that they're going to need Joel Embiid's services out there for. And I don't think either of those guys are going to slow down Joel Embiid. Jarrett Allen's a pretty good shot blocker, but not exactly the best on-ball defender. Joel Embiid, a very good low-post offensive player, so I still like him in this one. Ben Simmons, I think, continues to be overpriced. Can he get you 50 on the slate? Absolutely. Is he worth it at 8-9? I'm not too sure as we go along the slate. I have a feeling we're going to have some other guys that we like that get you there at some cheaper price tags just because of their ability to shoot the three-pointer alone on DraftKings. So Tobias Harris continues to be the guy underpriced in the offense. 7.7 last night. He put up 32, but he dipped down to 7.5. You'd love to see that. Anytime the guy's price tag decreases and he kind of barely missed his salary tag as far as getting their last game out. You feel a lot better playing him this time around. 38.5 fantasy points per game. If he puts up 40 at a 7,500 price tag, you'll feel pretty happy about that. And then Karis LeVert, Joe Harris are interesting options as well. We saw that weird lineup last time out with Brooklyn. I don't know if they're going to continue to go to it in this one. It seemed like they were really trying to put an emphasis on defense when they're starting lineup, taking on that Utah team. Whether they do that again, we'll have to keep an eye on. But Karis LeVert, regardless, off the bench or if he starts, is going to get a lot of usage with no Kevin Durant. And the same rule applies to Joe Harris at 5'3". More of a spot-up shooter, less of an on-ball threat than Karis LeVert. But as far as him being an offensive threat in the offense and then passing him the ball with no Kevin Durant, he's definitely going to be getting a lot of looks. Seth Curry at 5'5" continues to be underpriced. I discussed playing him last night. He put up 41 DraftKings points, 6 or 7 behind the arc. 6-4-7 from behind the arc. So, I mean, that's what this guy does. He's just an absolute dead-eye three-point shooter. And at 5'5", I think he's continuing to see a lot of minutes, mid-30 minutes. And at 5'5", there's plenty of room for upside until we see him get priced up, continue to play him, and feel pretty good about it. Danny Green, same thing applies to him. 3'7", very good three-point shooter. We saw him get 30 minutes last time out. He put up 32 DraftKings points, shooting 5 for 8 from behind the arc. And he's only 3'7". So both those guys, very good plays on DraftKings where you get that half-point bonus for three-pointers. Bruce Brown got the start last time out at 3'5". He had a big game. He put up 20.5 DraftKings points at minimum salary. He's 3'5" now, so 20 is not going to quite make you as happy. And it'll be interesting to see if he even starts in this one. If he starts, sure, maybe he's a good option on a 5-game slate where we don't have a lot of other options, but maybe there's some other value that opens up. So that'd be my overall breakdown there. I shouldn't skip over Jared Allen just because he has been playing very, very well as of late. 54 and 37 DraftKings points the last 2 times out. Only problem is you got to bump up to 6'4". I mean, if he gets 54 DraftKings points, 6'4" is still going to be not enough, but is he going to get you to 54 or 54 DraftKings points against Joel Embiid? Not too sure. Is he even going to get you up more towards 40? Not too sure. Maybe more down towards the low 30s. So tough. I mean, I'm interested in Jared Allen. It's just he's priced to the point of where he has to get you there for sure. 8,400 for Andre Drummond. Cleveland taking on Memphis. This game comes in with a 210.5 over/under. Very dreadful pace. 4-point favorites are the Memphis Grizzlies. And I would have a hard time having lots of interest in this one. At such a slow pace, you're going to be targeting price tags. Andre Drummond at 8.4. I'd rather play another center in a game that's more fast-paced. I mean, his price tag continues to dip, but he'll probably get you like 40 DraftKings points. That's great and all, but as far as terms are concerned, that's not going to win anything for you. So, Colin Sexton, if there continues to be no Darius Garland, which I think Darius Garland is still out. 36 DraftKings points last time out. This guy's getting up towards 40 minutes every game. He could definitely get you there at 7-3. Continues to kind of be a letdown, though. He continues to kind of be more of a cash game rather than a tournament game. We haven't seen that 50-point game from him, but could we in this one? Absolutely. Jonas Valanciunas, Larry Nance, I think are both priced pretty appropriately, especially with the pace. I don't see them having the upside to get you there in tournaments. My guy that I'd be going to would be Dylan Brooks at 6'3". His ability to shoot a 3-ball, similar to Seth Curry and Danny Green and all these options we're talking about that are a little underpriced. Dylan Brooks is more appropriately priced, though. He's 6'3" as compared to the mid 5K range for a guy like Seth Curry. But Dylan Brooks could definitely literally get you 50 DraftKings points if he gets hot from behind the arc. So have some interest in him. And then, Gorgie Jang and Damian Dotson would be my 2 options on the cheap end. Damian Dotson continues to see a little bit more usage with no Dante Exum. However, he's up to 4.8 now, so I'm not really trying to go there, to be honest with you, with the price tag adjustment. He's been down at 4.2, 3.2. I mean, he's getting more usage, but he just got a price bump way up. There's no Kevin Porter Jr., but Okoro is back, so I think that's going to dig into Dotson's usage more so than we would like to see. I'd probably be going to an Isaac Okoro instead, still at only 4K. He played 28 minutes last time out. If he's in, and then you got Gorgie Jang and DeAnthony Melton for salary relief options. Gorgie Jang's getting around 20 minutes a game. He's at 4-1. He can definitely go out there and put up 30-plus DraftKings points in that short span because he is a good fantasy point per minute producer. Then you got DeAnthony Melton, and he got 16 minutes last time out, put up 18 DraftKings points. He's only 3.3. He was 3.6 last time out. I think we could see even more minutes from him in this one, so he's an interesting value play. Keep an eye on him. And then Grayson Allen at 3.2. those would be my last two guys to mention. He got around the same run time. Both of these guys can shoot the three ball. Both are pretty good offensive threats. So those would be the last two guys I'm looking to on the cheap end, Grayson Allen and D'Anthony Melton. Dallas taking on Denver. Nikola Jokic at the top at 10-9. This game comes in right now with a 224.5 over-under. Denver are 3.5-point favorites, so you like to see that because Denver's been involved in a lot of games where the spreads, it wasn't implied to be such a close game. So Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, the obvious two plays in this one. Both the main guys in their team. Nikola Jokic putting up 70 DraftKings points last time out. This guy is ridiculous fantasy point-wise. If the game's going to be close, and not to mention he has to take on the defense of a Dwight Powell, Willie Cauley-Stein, worse. Both aren't very good defenders. Both are not capable of guarding Nikola Jokic, for sure, I can tell you that much. And I expect this guy to be shooting, passing, dribbling circles around these guys all game long. He's definitely, a tremendous play. Even at 10-9, I just don't care. The Dallas defense isn't going to be good enough to stop him. And I definitely have some interest in Nikola Jokic, for sure. A lot of interest. I shouldn't say some interest, a lot of interest. And the same rule applies for Luka Doncic. In this game environment, I think both these guys, Luka Doncic put up 71 last time out. We're going to continue to see a similar thing from him. I mean, Denver defense is pretty good. You got defense in guys like a Jamal Murray, like a Gary Harris that they can throw at him. Not really all too concerned still, though. It's Luka. He can get past anyone. He's pretty much matchup proof. And we're finally starting to see the Luka of old. Early in the season, he looked a little off, to be honest. I think he's starting to get there now. He was only playing like mid-20s minutes for a couple games there due to blowouts. Now he's up to 36, 38 last time in a pretty close game. This one's expected to stay close, as I mentioned, with the spread from Vegas. So I'm all in on the Luka train for sure. Jamal Murray continues to be, well, the thing is with Jamal Murray is Michael Porter Jr. is expected to be back in this one. Jamal Murray could absolutely get hot, but I've really, really liked him with no Michael Porter Jr., and now Michael Porter Jr. is back. So pending any limits on Michael Porter Jr., he would be my top option. I've mentioned this multiple times on the show, but Nikola Jokic has come out publicly and said, we need to get this kid the ball. He's the real deal. Nikola Jokic, the leader of the team, said, I want to see Michael Porter Jr. getting the ball more. So I tend to like that when the franchise guy is telling, the coaching staff to get him the ball more. I like to hear that. And then, as far as the rest of this game, honestly, I'm not really all too interested in going to anyone else. You could play a James Johnson at 3-3, but that's getting a little too cute in my opinion. I mean, he got 20 minutes last time out. He put up 4 DraftKings points. He's put up 26 before in 20 minutes. You could definitely do it at 3-3. So he's a viable option just if you have to fill in a lineup with a guy that cheap. But I think I pretty much covered the main guys I'm looking to in this one. It's more so the core plays at the top. I think we could be looking to some value in some other games, some options that we've already mentioned, guys like Danny Green, something like that. The Los Angeles Lakers taking on the San Antonio Spurs. LeBron James at the top is questionable. Anthony Davis is questionable. So LeBron's been questionable every single game with an ankle injury. He continues to go. I'm not too worried about that. Anthony Davis questionable with a right adductor strain. And he picked that injury on Tuesday. So he would be the one I'd say is more likely to sit out of the two. And if he sits, look for guys like Montrezl Harrell, Markieff Morris to get a bump. Even the start, Kyle Kuzma, all the forward positions. So gonna have to keep an eye on that one. That's what would happen if he sits. But no over/under in this game. The Los Angeles Lakers are 7.5-point favorites. There continues to be no Derek White. But Marcus Aldridge is back. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, it's hard to break down, who I really like. If they're both in, they're both viable plays. I would lean towards LeBron. LeBron's been the better fantasy point producer so far in the season, and I don't think that playing both of them is really the most optimal play. You got to kind of pick one or the other. I would go with LeBron if they're both in. If Anthony Davis is out, of course, LeBron becomes a great play. If LeBron's out, of course, Anthony Davis becomes a great play. If they're both out, you got to start taking a real hard look at all these Los Angeles Lakers other guys, Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Kuzma, etc. So that's where we're at in that, as far as that situation is concerned. DeMar DeRozan at 7-9. Kind of tough because LaMarcus Aldridge is back now. I was playing a lot of DeMar DeRozan with no LaMarcus Aldridge, but now LaMarcus Aldridge is back, and DeMar DeRozan is priced up the highest he's been all season. So it's a little counterproductive for our goals as far as tournament winning upside. DeJounte Murray at 6'9", I do think is a viable play. This guy's been an absolute beast all season long, getting a lot of minutes. He put up 38 DraftKings points last time out. I think we're going to continue to see him blossom. Keldon Johnson, same thing. Playing very, very well. 31, 36 DraftKings points last time out. But the same rule applies to him. He's priced up the most he has been because of no LaMarcus Aldridge. So it's a little unfortunate, but Keldon Johnson out of all of them at 6'5", I think is the most respectably priced in for his production as of late. I think he could definitely get you there. Marcus Aldridge continues to play around mid-20s in minutes, so mid-20s in minutes. It's kind of hard to promote him. They're going to need his services, I would think, against the big front court and Anthony Davis, Marc Gasol, even if Anthony Davis is out. Of course, Marc Gasol will get a bump as well if Anthony Davis is out. I don't want to leave him out, but and maybe a Horton Tucker. But yeah, that's pretty much my overall breakdown on this one. Not really looking to go to anyone too much outside of the main guys. I mean, you got Wesley Matthews at 3.2, who continues to see around 30 minutes a game, and he can shoot it from behind the arc. So I do think that he's actually a really viable salary relief option at only 3.2. You know, I'd say he's my favorite play so far that we talked about down there, without injury news and stuff. If there's anything else that opens up, but Wesley Matthews is my top one right now, on the real cheap end. He's playing 30 minutes a game. You get the gist. Minnesota at Portland, the last game of the slate. Let's see. This game right now comes in with a 232.5 over under. The Portland Trailblazers are 10.5 point favorites, so not expected to stay close. However, I will say, honestly, I'm going to go against the grain of Vegas in this one because the Portland defense has not been very impressive to start the season, and both these teams are terrible defensively. So I'm going to have some interest in this one, honestly. Some main options, Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Damian Lillard has continued to see his price tag drop, which I love. I think this is the game you jump on Dame at 9.3. He's been really struggling shooting, only 3 for 11 last time out, but at 9.3, this guy's a guy we're used to seeing priced up towards 10K. This is the cheapest we've seen him since opening night where he was 9K. I think this is the spot. You could definitely have some interest in him. CJ McCollum, same rule applies at 8,500. He's actually been shooting a lot better than Damian Lillard. This guy's consistently putting up like 50 DraftKings points, and he's still only 8.5, so I like him. This guy's 60-point fantasy point upside, if not 70. D'Angelo Russell I like at 7.7. I'm not too concerned about the Portland guard defense. He put up 59 DraftKings points last time out against Denver. I think he continue to do so again. He's only 7.7. With no Karl Anthony Towns, he's going to continue to see a lot of usage. I like him a lot. I like Malik Beasley a lot at 6.1. Same thing applies to him. Seeing 40 minutes a game, seeing a lot of usage. He was 0 for 6 from behind the arc last time out. He put up 28 DraftKings points. If he gets a few of those to fall, you're going to be real happy. And he did get a price tag decrease from 6.3 to 6.1. So I like him. I like Juancho Hernan-Gomez. Again, I had mentioned him last time out. Unfortunately, he put up 46 DraftKings points. That was the night Paul George got ruled out, and I had Juancho Hernan-Gomez, but unfortunately I wasn't able to put the pieces together with Juancho in a lineup that I really liked, and unfortunately I think the low ownership that we saw last time, it might not be the case in this one, but still a great play. And then, yeah, that's really my overall interest in this one. Some pretty clear options, I think, though, which is a great thing. Definitely Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, D'Angelo Russell. Robert Covington would be the last guy I would mention at 5.3, waiting for him to have a big game. He's been playing around 40 minutes, and he could definitely go out there and put up 40 DraftKings points for you at only a 5.3 price tag. So I like him as well. And that's my overall breakdown of this 5-game slate. Before I let you guys go, I've got to give you guys my lock of the night. Let's get into it. And my lock of the night tonight is going to be D'Angelo Russell. As mentioned, this guy with no Karl Anthony Towns is expected to get all the shots in the world. This game has the highest total on the slate right now with a 232.5 over under. 10.5 point underdogs are the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I got news for you. If they're going to stay in this one, they're going to need D'Angelo Russell. He's the main guy in this offense. Last time out, shooting 21 times, playing 37 minutes, going 4 for 9 from behind the arc. 9 for 10 from the free throw line. I think we're going to continue to see this guy just absolutely go off. 33 points and 11 assists last time out. He got to the double bonus on DraftKings. I think that could continue to be a trend. D'Angelo Russell going to be a playmaker, going to be a shot maker. Absolutely love him at this 7.7 price tag. I think he continues to be underpriced with legitimate 60-point, 70-point fantasy point upside. Love D'Angelo Russell on DraftKings tonight, and there's no doubt that he is my lock of the night. So there you have it, my lock of the night, D'Angelo Russell. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. We're only 3 subscribers off from the big 300 number. I appreciate all the support I've gotten so far. If we can get to 300 today, that would be great, and then we'll be on our way to 400. I want the channel to continue to grow. I hope you guys are winning some money. I'm going to be here all NBA DFS season long, breaking down these slates to help you guys win that money, become better NBA DFS players. And with all that said, if interested in getting some further content from me, don't forget about my Patreon package, link below in the description. That's all from me, guys. I wish you all the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.